Welcome back to another episode. I'm Gabriel, and in this channel I'm showing you interesting things to see. We're back in Uppsala, and as much as there is to discover in this place, sometimes you just want to go for a ride outside of the city limits. And that's precisely what we'll do in this episode. We'll visit a picturesque village, a medieval castle, and the intact 18th century estate of a certain botanist. So join me as we visit these 3 interesting things to see in the Uppsala countryside. We've arrived in the tiny village of Ekeby, which is protected due to its uniquely preserved streets and houses. This village offers a glimpse of the rural life of the 1800s, before the arrival of modern large-scale agriculture. It consists of farms lined up along a central street, and there is a ring street that defines the outer perimeter.
Places like these make it easier to imagine what it must have been like to live in these small rural communities. Things to do here include walking on the main street, the ring street, and inspecting the windmill from 1807. If you're lucky, you'll be able to enter the oldest house, dating back to the 1700s, where the locals host a small exhibition and serve coffee. Before you leave, don't forget to update your social media with the necessary photos.
Hashtag picturesque. Hashtag country life. Hashtag let's continue.
Our next stop doesn't need much elaboration. Considered to be Sweden's most well-preserved medieval castle, it's worth a visit at any time of the year. I'll let the images speak for themselves.
Apart from being a popular destination for day trips, these grounds are also the home of art students and, according to some testimonies, a few ghosts. One of them is said to be a former lady of the castle, Anna von der Grünau.
It was the winter of 1612. Anna von der Grünau, a widow of German origin, had set out on a sled to cross the frozen lake. Her friend at Skokloster, Margareta Wrangel, had requested her company during her childbirth. Apart from Anna, the traveling company consisted of her servants and a warden from Skokloster who was leading the way. Unfortunately, the ice gave way under their feet. The warden was immediately consumed by the black water. Anna, however, who had also slipped into it, stayed afloat, perhaps due to the air that had been trapped in her petticoats. At the time, a lady could be wearing 10 such undergarments. Her staff, who had already gathered suspicion against her German language, dark hair, and black eyes, were horrified to see her defy the forces of nature and fled in panic. When they returned a while later, Anna had succumbed in the icy water. Since then, it's said that the ungodly shrieks of the German widow can still be heard over the bay. Other apparitions have also been reported from inside the castle.
Luckily, these ghosts don't appear during daylight hours. Or do they? No, wait, I'm sorry. We should have rehearsed this.
In the end, we didn't have time to reshoot the scene, but I think you got the point anyway. Let's keep exploring the countryside. One of the most noteworthy and eccentric historical citizens of Uppsala is the 18th century botanist Carl von Linné, or simply Linnaeus, as he's known internationally. He had a prominent position at the university, but was wary about living in the unsanitary conditions of the city at the time. So in 1758, he bought a small countryside retreat, Hammarby.
Here, he built his manor house and a garden with species that wouldn't thrive in the city. He would also bring his students here on botanical excursions, and in the end, it became the permanent residence of the Linnaeus family.
The estate was in the hands of the Linnaeus family until 1879, when the Swedish state bought it for conservation, making it the oldest Swedish biographical museum. It's open for guided visits. Here you may see the rooms, furniture, the family portraits, and last but not least, the botanical posters that Linnaeus adorned his walls with. One understands why he carries the nickname the Flower King.
What's special about this place is that it's pretty much the same as when the family lived here more than 200 years ago and were able to come close to the man himself, both in his scientific and personal life.
While you're here, you'll also be able to have a Swedish fika, buy Linnaeus-related items from the gift shop, or simply have a closer look at the reproductive system of plants.
Did you like these 3 things to see in the Uppsala countryside? If so, hit the like button and also leave me a comment with your thoughts. As always, keep an eye out for upcoming episodes. See ya!